You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to an Up the Turnpike post-game show. Like 12 hours later, but still counts. What's going on? Matt O'Leary with Mitch Anderson. Mitch, how's it going, buddy?
Doing all right. Yeah, we got a full night's sleep to rest off this big win and definitely not overreact to anything that happened against the Leafs. But that's how I'm doing. What about you?
Yeah, same here. Last night for me at least, it was a day of Christmas festivities with the fam. It's like a warm-up almost to the big day. So unfortunately, I was not available for a post game, but as arriving home late last night, I was like, I am watching the highlights. I'm going to go through and look at the stats from this game, and I'm ready to overreact, as you said, and talk about this massive 6-3 New York Islanders win.
Yeah, man, it feels good. Obviously, I don't think anyone's looking at this going, well, you know what? I stand corrected. I'm sure there's someone, maybe even a number of fans, looking at this result and going, God damn it. The L could have been good because it's all the tank for Hagens, right? Which that's just never going to happen under Lou. As much as we'd want it, it's just not going to happen. But no. 6-3 win where we score 6 friggin' goals and an empty netter, you have to feel good. You have to at some level.
It's rare to see, and the Islanders jumped out to a lead pretty early in this game. So let's go through. You guys know the drill. We'll go through the goal visualizations, the whole thing. Max Siplikov gets the Islanders on the board a minute 47 into this one. I absolutely love the play from Bo Horvat behind the net here.
Just look at him. And then it's not Horvat, Siplikov. You just go to the friggin' net. He does it. It's just perfect because you're going right in there. He's trailing, what is it, Domi behind him? No, 89. I forget who 89 is. Doesn't matter. Mikheyev, maybe? Doesn't matter. Who cares? Screw that guy. Trails behind him. Doesn't even notice that he's there. Excellent stuff from Maxim Siplikov. So that connection might be heating up between those two guys, which is something that we'll get into, not in this show, but in our patron show later today on Sunday. So if you're not signed up, sign up today at patreon.com/uptheturnpike, where not only will you hear our thoughts about what these lineups are like, but you can add your own and we will talk about that. And so you could influence the discussion. That's how the Patreon works. So sign up today. But Matt, yeah, that feels good. Matt, Bo Horvat assist, Maxim Siplikov a goal. Look out. Here we go.
Simon Holmstrom, secondary assist too.
On fire. On friggin' fire, Simon Holmstrom.
Love it. And it didn't stop there. Shortly after, Mitch, 4:48, not even 5 minutes into the game, Islanders find themselves up 2-0. Alex Romanov links up with Bo Horvat, who has a quick 2 points on the night early in.
Watch this pass from Romy. And he follows it up. Right? Oh, no, he doesn't. Sorry. I was thinking of something else here.
There's another one from another assist from Romanov.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, this is just a good bank play, right? He sees Simon Holmstrom there, and boom, here you go, bud. And then, homie, like just finding the hole there. And I thought he was going to pass that puck. I really thought that Bo Horvat was going to pass it. And I don't think Joseph Woll was sold on the pass because he was pretty centered on the shot. But that shot had eyes, buddy. Like it was going in no matter what Joseph Woll tried to do, clearly. And Woll, I thought, was pretty good on the night based off what I've seen. And the number of goals he allowed, a few unlucky, other ones just perfectly placed shots where there's nothing he could have done about it.
Yeah, I'm really happy for Bo Horvat because of how snake bitten he was for how long he could not buy a goal. And to see him like start getting hot, have a 3-point night last night, that's the good stuff. You know, he deserves nights like that, especially after struggling for so long. So glad to see him starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, and he's attacking pucks. Remember we'd come on this show, and we weren't the only ones. A lot of people following along on these post games and even on the Patreon we're complaining about the Islanders just not attacking pucks. And by that has nothing to do with how they're shooting it. It just means when they're in possession of pucks, there's no attack in their game. There's no speed. There's no poise. There's no purpose in terms of what they're doing. It's really kind of middling. But I don't know what to do. Bo Horvat was a man possessed. When he had that puck, and you saw it on this play, it was just, I have a direct intent that I'm taking this towards the net. Whether I pass it or not remains to be seen, but I'm going to get this towards the net, and I'm going to do so quickly. There was attack in his game, and he wasn't the only one today. And to me, that was the big difference. And that's going to be the the factor, if you will, determining if we make the playoffs or not, if we can keep up this kind of effort. But
Yes, they're going to need to do that more consistently is the thought, which with this win,
yes,
as we've discussed, they are still very much in the mix, even though it feels like it's been a horrible, 34, 35 games that they played so far this year. Well, the East stinks, so the Islanders are still very much alive in that race.
yeah, we'll get to some closing thoughts on this game and the overall theme of what that means for the Islanders season, but I think you can guess where we're going with this. But anyways, there are still more goals in this first period.
A lot more. William Nylander.
Today.
Yeah, Nylander scores his 22nd, gets the Leafs on the board here.
I forget exactly what. Oh, right. Duclair's doing the back check. I thought Sorokin could have done better on this one.
Okay.
Because it's a backhand, right? Like when you don't see how he's shooting the puck in this visualization. But when
he's
Nylander's
righty,
cutting
so.
across, he's a righty. So it's on his backhand. And he just kind of not floats it because there's enough mustard on it. But it's not.
So was Duclair late here? What happened?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Duke did as best as he could without having to take a penalty on
It looks
Nylander.
like Tavares tied up Brock Nelson a little bit with
Classic.
that.
Yeah, he pulled a Mike Babcock pick there.
Yep.
But Sorokin, as he's sliding across, and you saw it later in the game, like his glove hand was on fire today. He was good. But this one, for some reason, he was just kind of slow reacting to the puck coming in. Maybe the speed of it kind of, I don't know, handcuffed him a bit. He didn't really know how to react because I thought like that wasn't really a hard shot to stop. If it was maybe over the blocker side, I could have seen that going in because it's hard to get your shoulder up that high. But you've got the glove, man. And he couldn't get it over there quickly enough. And I just thought that he didn't react well to that goal.
Okay, fair. So Leafs get within one after the hot start from the Islanders, but the Isles would add their third goal of the first period. JG Pajot from Alex Romanov and Anders Lee.
This was pretty from everyone involved. Look at Romy skate up. Look at him go. And again, another player attacking the puck. And he goes for the 2-on-1, but Lee does nothing. Spinorama shot. That move by Anders Lee was fantastic.
Pucks on net. Good things happening. Anders Lee, the Islanders' best player to start this year. He leads them in points.
That's insane. Yeah, right. Buyout candidate Anders Lee, of which we're not throwing any shade on that because we're also people who looked into like, well, what does the Anders Lee buyout look like? Because we might have to do this.
He's on pace for 65 points this year.
Holy
which would be really freaking nice.
Right in the veins, please. But yeah, 3 goals in the first period. We explode. And it feels so good. But my work chat, my boss is a Leafs fan, and he's telling me like, F you, Mitch, like basically you're stupid Islanders. And I'm like, hold the phone. Don't mail this in just yet. This is the Islanders. There's still 40 minutes to F this up. And he's like immediately plus 320 on the money line. Should I do it? I'm not going to tell you to bet against my Islanders, but there has been evidence in the past where that has succeeded. So just take that with a grain of salt.
It doesn't work every night, but every once in a while you get a nice juicy money line that you could place when your team is down 2 goals against the Islanders. And that was the case after the first period. Islanders had a pretty good shooting percentage in that first period. Only 9 shots on net, scored on 3 of them.
Wow.
Held Toronto to 6 shots on net for that first period.
And most of those shots weren't low danger, right? These were, and they weren't even, how should I say, not low danger. I should say they weren't like crazy high danger opportunities.
Okay.
These were, they're definitely good scoring opportunities that the Islanders were creating. So like Joseph Woll, again, it's not like he was bad and stopping, and he should have stopped at least 2 of those. I don't think he could have stopped any of those. He stopped the Lee one. That was a hard one to stop. The Lee attempt that led to the Jean-Gabriel Pajot goal. Mm-hmm. I thought Wall was good in this game, even in this first period, and which is why they kept him in the game the entire way. I think, right? I don't think they changed him, didn't they? I didn't realize if they changed him in the third period. I don't think so. I don't see why they would. Now I have to make sure.
I don't believe they did.
No, they didn't. Hildeby didn't see the ice. So, I thought he was good, but that's great. You want that for your shooters because we suck offensively. We need goals, and so feels good. But 40 minutes left to F this up.
40 minutes left, indeed. and the Toronto Maple Leafs would get the lone goal of the second. William Nylander, he's been scoring a ton. He gets his 23rd of the year here.
But unforced error by Pulock right here. Boom. And Pelech as well. Like Pulock gives it to Pelech, who's not expecting it because he's in coverage, and he fumbles it, and then they just can't recover.
Not a great Pulock game, or
No.
like moment specifically here. That was tough.
Like, I don't know, looking at the visualization, I don't know if Pulock had a good out, because you had Palmieri along the boards. He was covered. And then you have Nelson, who's cutting into the middle right about maybe a step forward. Right. And so he doesn't really have anything here. Even 64, whoever that is doing a good job of blocking any passing lanes. And 11, Duclair is kind of he's not going to reach him based off the coverage. So maybe
what about up and around the boards.
Well, that was maybe the only play, right?
Okay.
Is you see Palmieri there, and it's instead of getting it to Palmieri, you put it past Palmieri. You put it into an area.
Right.
That
With 11, with Duclair skating out, like you're putting it out and hoping that he wins this battle this way, I would think.
Yeah, exactly. Good call. At the very least, you clear the zone, right? You don't get an icing. You just kind of lift it into the middle and you live to fight another day type of situation. Whereas they did not. They forced a play that didn't exist right here.
Yeah, he waited too long, too. He took like 3 or 4 more extra strides, and that like 64 is clearing that path, too. So he was hesitant, I think, and waited too long.
Exactly. So it was a good, offense's own play off the puck from the Leafs, and we just kind of fell trapped to it, and then we could not recover. Pulock does a decent enough job of wrapping up Nylander, who you're just not going to stop a player that hot. 22 goals on the year, like forget it.
His 23rd of the night there. So
insane.
Absolutely. So 3-2 after 2 periods of play. A stronger period. Honestly, both teams had a decent amount of shots. 12 for the Islanders, 10 for Toronto in that second period after a slower first period in shots, at least.
Right, but you're on not a losing streak for per se, but you're not doing very well for the Islanders. You're going into a hostile environment, specifically in Toronto, that still doesn't like us because we don't like Tavares because he was a jerk. And you're out shooting him in both periods. So you're playing a good road game. Just keep it up. And that was that has been the problem for the Islanders all year long. Is, as Bill, one of our patrons, keeps saying, that you got to play a full 60. And it was, can you play a full 60 now going into this really important third period?
Yeah, that seems like such a cliche, but honestly, it's so appropriate for this 24-25 New York Islanders team, because if they did play a full 60, at least more often than they don't, like they would be well within a playoff spot pretty comfortably right now. But unfortunately, that's not the case, because far often they don't. Third period being a big issue for them, but this third period they get the goal. So they have a 3-2 lead. Usually they're the team that's given up the tying goal. Not this time. Isaiah George gets his first NHL goal. Love that for Isaiah George. I thought he had a strong game in addition to this goal as well, which is nice.
Yeah, this one gives me not the heebie-jeebies. It moves me emotionally. Like I almost came to tears watching the replay. My God, I love it. 4th round pick coming through here and just coming into his own, and young, right? This isn't like a guy who's been in the system for a billion years. This is only his first pro season, and already he's in there doing the thing and holding a spot on this like veteran heavy team. We're not rebuilding, we're not retooling as of yet, and still finds himself a spot. That's super impressive. And now he scores against the Toronto Maple Leafs. God, that's got to feel good.
The team that he grew up rooting for, his words after the game.
Even better. Oh, even better. Take that, you dumb Leafs.
He's not even 21 yet. He doesn't turn 21 until February, so a few months out still. But I've been really impressed. I know he hasn't put up like a ton of points. No. But 4 points in 20 games, average time on ice is 17:31. If he's just your third pair lefty, like that, win, because the Islanders, we talk about found value with this team. They don't have any usually. This is that found value.
You at worst have a 20-year-old Mike Riley.
Perfect.
That's such a huge win.
Who's
Mike Riley in and of himself was a win, right? Like,
right. It was good. And that's not a slight against Mike Riley. It's just talking about like Mike Riley, you realize that he's not a long-term answer, and finding a younger version of that is perfect. That's what you want.
Yeah, you can like both players as we do. And you're right. Like this is a young man's game. All sports are. So to find another Mike Riley at minimum, right? Again, like you said, at minimum, he's a third pair NHL defenseman already at 20 years old. He could even get better. I don't know if top pair is in the cards for him, but bottom four, absolutely. And again, 20 years old, 4th round pick from a couple of years ago. That is, as you said, found value. And you're right. The offense was never going to be there. This guy's never, well, I don't think so, going to be a 50-point defenseman. There's nothing in his career that has shown that he's going to do that. But that's fine. He is a more mobile Adam Pelech is what he is. So he's going to get you probably like a Thomas Hickey 20 points a year, 20 to 25 points. That's huge.
Fine. But I mean, you don't need every defenseman you have putting up 40+ points. Like, you need guys who can serve other purposes. And I think George can do that.
Yeah. If he can break up plays along the blue line and push the puck offensively, at least in transition, that's such a huge win specifically for us because we have not had that in a long time.
They need that terribly.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But it keeps on coming. There's more goals specifically from the blue line.
From the blue line. Noah Dobson not too long ago was sitting on 1 goal. Now he's up to 5 here. Look at this. Noah Dobson heating up, baby.
Yeah. So what do we call this? Like late season Dauber or something like that? Like we got Brocktober, but it seems that Noah Dobson, when the year nears the end, he turns it up every year. Remember that first year in the league, January hit and this man hit 50-point pace. This is a guy who just heats up at the end of the year, apparently.
I think so. He's got to wait till December. He's like Mariah Carey. He thaws out in December. He stays the rest of the hockey season after that.
Maybe it is because of Mariah Carey. Maybe the second he hears "All I Want for Christmas Is You" on some mall speaker on Long Island, he's like levels up and turns into a beast all of a sudden.
Yeah, I picture him walking around the food court at Roosevelt Field Mall listening to "All I Want for Christmas Is You," and that turns it up.
Yeah. Oh!
Level up.
This wife is like, "Oh my God, what's happening? It's here!"
Just absolutely incredible. Yeah, Islanders up 5-2. They got a 3-goal lead with, that goal came at 10:36, so just past the halfway point of the period.
Yeah, and so again, the important part here is that they go into the third period with the lead. They're not only just able to hold it, they're able to add to it, and they're playing well, right? They're pushing the pace of the game. They're saying, we're not going to sit back and just let you guys grow into this game. Although the Leafs do a good job, right? 13 shots to our 13. They did pull the goalie for like a bajillion hours, but still, we did a good job of matching their intensity, which wasn't the thing that we used to do at all.
No, not at all. But they did match the intensity, and the Leafs would get one more back here. So we got to pull that up as Bobby McMahon scores his 9th of the season here.
Can't clear the zone. Jake McCabe, great play on the blue line to keep it in the zone. Definitely not offside in any way, shape, or form. And then Marner right here. The second he opens up his hips, that's pass.
Yep. It was a nice play. Sometimes you got to tip your cap. You called it McCabe's play at the blue line and then gets it right to Marner, and Mitch Marner's going to do Mitch Marner things here.
Yeah, opens up the hips right here, and then there's only so much Sorokin could do. He's full on, he's got to honor the shot, even though he knows the pass is probably coming. He has to honor it because it is someone like Mitch Marner, and Tavares is to his left. He's got to respect that option too. And he goes full splits. My groin and hips just exploded just watching it. And he almost gets it.
Almost. Just not enough. But a good thing, Mitch, can we look at the visuals? I know it's an empty net goal, but we don't get to see many of these. So
no.
Leafs work in the zone, and you'll get to see Anders Lee get the puck over to Mathew Barzal, who puts this game on ice right here.
So Lee with the block, incredible. And then that pass. I know you can't see it very well in this visualization, but the pass that Anders Lee puts on the tape for Mathew Barzal was delectable.
It's a tough play, too, because Lee's a lefty and going right and throwing it back to his left.
And it's just what a play to not only see Barzal in that space, but to put it right on the tape where he can accelerate into that empty space now. Right, he doesn't have to fight the puck, bring it back up in front of him so he can then start skating, giving whoever the hell 44 is, I don't care, he's a stupid Maple Leaf, chance to catch up and close that gap. There's none of that because of the pass that Anders Lee makes. So hell of a pass by Anders Lee to open up Mathew Barzal, who now Barzal and Duke have points in this game. Let's
Good.
go.
And I was going to say a little thing, but something that I like. I stopped it here. Barzal waited to get the red line before he shot. If he missed, then it would have been an icing. Like I know that's really, really nitpicky, but like stuff like that really bothers me because that's how you allow a billion shorthanded goals, or not shorthanded, but empty net goals against, is because those little mistakes and not being able to capitalize on your opportunities when you have them.
Yeah, because you missed the net. Now you've got an icing the other way. So now you've given them, if they win the faceoff, possession in your own end. Why would you do that? That's really dumb. So yeah, good call by you. That's really smart. It's next level stuff, and that's the thing that separates good teams from bad teams is attention to detail.
The little things matters.
Absolutely. All the small things, right?
All the 6-3 New York Islanders win. In this one, we'll do some box score stuff here, and then I'll have you guess. So shots on goal, 34-29. Islanders more. Dominated the faceoff, 64.7%. How about this? No penalties for either team. That's rare to see.
That's a big win for the Islanders. No special teams required. That's how we need to play games going forward.
That's why they won this game 6-3. Is because they played fully 60 minutes at 5-on-5, which is rare. Hits, the Leafs had a ton, 36-11. Block shots, 15-13. Giveaways, both teams had a lot, 25-21. And Islanders with more takeaways, 7-3.
Yeah, I don't mind those hit counts at all. I know we're used to the Islanders out hitting the opposition. That's because we never have the puck. Mm-hmm. Now the Leafs didn't have the puck. Like, we won the underlying numbers as well. We had every right to win this game. 5-on-5, 58% Corsi, 60% scoring chances, 63% high danger, 61% expected goals at 3.09 to 1.99. We did everything right in this game. We deserve to win this. The deserve-o-meter has to be like 90% for the Islanders.
I would think so.
Yeah, big win.
Let's do the time on ice. Mitch, who do you got leading the way for Islanders forwards?
Bo Horvat.
No, it is not Bo Horvat. Bo Horvat is way down, actually.
I beg your pardon. Holy shit. Okay.
So this is a Barry Trotz level of game.
Oh,
times. Everyone's pretty clumped together. They rolled 4 lines tonight or last night. It's actually Kyle Palmieri at 18 minutes and 4 seconds leading the way.
I would never have guessed that in a million years.
No, Kyle Palmieri leads that at 18:04.
Okay, and then least amount of ice time. That's gonna be tricky here. I'm gonna go with Fashing.
It is Fashing, but at 10 minutes 59 seconds. So pretty much everyone between 11 and 18 minutes.
That's what happens when you play 5-on-5, right? I love it. I absolutely love it. We need to play every game with no penalties and no power plays.
a clean, crisp game here, gentlemen.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
All right, defenseman makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, it's going to be Noah Dobson, I assume.
23:02 for Noah Dobson leading the way.
Okay. And then least, I have to assume it's Isaiah George.
It is at 14:51.
Okay. Which is reasonable. Again, we're talking about a 20-year-old defenseman here. I know we're used to seeing him play 20 minutes, but Patrick Roy, after a couple of mistakes by George, that is, Patrick Roy has to start building George back up again. And even then, if we give him 15 minutes a night, that's totally fine if you're playing third pair. I don't know why I'm using 3 quotation marks, but third pair. That's totally fine, right?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Sorokin in net 26-29, which is an .897 save percentage.
Yeah, again, that first goal, I thought he should have stopped it, and then he has a .931.
That's a big difference.
It's a big difference that one goal makes.
He needs one of those nights where it's like a .931 and 2 goals against or less.
Yeah. So it is what it is, but no, you played well enough to get us a win. So good job by him.
Any closing thoughts here that you wanted to touch on after going through this game?
Don't overreact. The Islanders play well against good teams. This is well-established fact. You can look up the stats. The Islanders play well against good teams. And by that, like, playoff teams or higher. It's when those teams are either bubble teams or well out of it that the Islanders do not play well. So this is a good result, but I'm not changing my outlook on this team based off this one game. Not yet.
No,
You?
same.
Okay.
Same for me. I don't think it's reasonable to do that. They are still right around the 500 team until proven otherwise, right?
Yeah.
They need to rattle off a few wins in a row. If you go on a 5-game win streak, all right, maybe I'll start feeling about you differently at that point.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And great that they got guys back like Pellick, like Duclair, like Barzal. They're basically a fully healthy team again. But you're right. We need more than just one good game against the Leafs, because you're going to get up for the Leafs and you're going to get up for the Rangers. Understandable. It's when it's San Jose or Chicago or Pittsburgh even. Are you going to get up for those games? Although Pittsburgh is doing well right now.
How about on Monday, you have the Buffalo Sabres, who are
Oh my gosh, yeah.
in a free fall. Isn't it 13 straight losses?
Win for the Sabres. Win for the Sabres coming up. Honestly,
I'm looking at just the NHL.com standings, and it has a column like their streak and last 10. Last 10 is 0-8-2. Streak is L6.
yeah, I think it's 0-13 straight up. I'm pretty sure.
That's horrendous.
They haven't won since November 23rd. I'm just waiting for Hockey Reference to give me the actual stat because I can't count.
Totally fair.
But it's a lot of L's, a whole lot. Yeah, 0-13 straight up.
There you go. Like, again, you beat a really good team 6-3. Good.
Yeah.
Beat up on a team that's in a free fall.
Yeah.
And go into your Christmas break feeling good.
Oh my God, Buffalo's bad. Holy crap. Like 10, 12, 22, like 25 goals in the last 5 games. They're allowing like an average of 5 against per game. You have to win.
You have to. I'm with you on that one. So I think that's a good point. That's a good point to leave it for this one, Mitch.
Absolutely. But definitely sign up to the Patreon. More coming today in terms of the Patreon. So patreon.com/uptheturnpike. Sign up today. Get the Discord. Get Friday 6-packs from your buddy Matt here. And 2 podcasts a week. So sign up right meow.
That'll do it for us on this episode. Thanks for hanging. I'm Matt. He's Mitch. And we will catch you next time.